用他莫求解决的所，七娘你结了马西巴，他念此个记章。真他面背里忘了永远的歌灭家的锁，儿高啊让个三。同你共本门写本，下王言悲用完了，用真别那灭家的所。三荣兄，你没一起啦，你是真被我瞧见，知道儿些将中巴能，特你没见。他灭家的所，养的个东拉你西家，见证见证没黑背。其实顿拉梦巴拉，勇敢前进他灭下的锁，今朝难开参夜间。看见的大也没起，大东路没刚子了，用作桑季节下的所。
Thank you, Tuan. Now we're going to do the opening prayer. Oh, Mother Sentient Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and save love, establish them in the state of answer path, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Oh, Mother Sentient Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering. May the save love, establish them in the state of answer path, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dalai Damvara Zebeda, Novara Zebege, Tarba Dan Dam Jen Jembe, Barde Jubara Zeba Dam Je Zo Zebe, Mananga Dan Yambe Semjen Dam Je Dewa Dan De, Dongarar Dan Jar Nyorda, Ana Neba Yang Zobe Sanjo Rambo Je Dabarza thus until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the Khandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of the Yadam. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Ragas, darkness, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas invested enlightened mind and the progress of the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Jnana and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. So now we go to short mandala, page 10a. The ground is sprinkled with the scented water and strewed with the flowers. It is adorned with the meadow, the spring mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As Buddha fell for it, may all sentient beings attain the happiness of Buddha fear. To the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer the altar, inner and the secret offerings. With my body, worth, and all that is visible, please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Rena Mandala Bunza Manga Samandra Savarena Samaye Ahu. Unequal refuge, ornament of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the waiter, Vajradhara, widow adored. I bow at the feet of Father Jiti Sungo. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessing. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unliberated nature of mind. Please turn the way of Dharma, of the two worlds, and their combination, according to disposition and likewise, the mental capacity of a sentient being. So now we go to page 32, long press to Manjushri. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of the two worlds, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara, as a father for only son. Like a thundercloud, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and loosens the chain of karma through the 60 branches of Haramani's speech. He wears the wisdom sword to cut the settling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels, and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 sons of Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. Om Arapata Nade, Om Arapata Nade, Om Arapata Nade, Om Arapata Nade, Om Arapata Nade. Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade, Om Arabazanade. Om Arabazanade, Om Wange Shoramo, Om Wange Shoramo, Om Wange Shoramo, Om Wange Shoramo, Om Wange Shoramo. Om Wange Shoramo. You who are the perfect, youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel the darkness of worldly ignorance, I posture before you and press you, Manjushri. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Stage of Meditation class. So, Stage of Meditation is an introduction. As we talked already, main body of the text, how to meditate on four thoughts that time the mind, first chapter. Second chapter is how to meditate on love. Third is how to meditate on compassion. Fourth is how to meditate on bodhicitta. Five is how to meditate on shamatha. Six is how to meditate on vipassana. So we already talked the sixth chapter. No, we are in the seventh, how to meditate on development stage of skillful means. So today I think we are in the page 86, right? Correct? Okay. Thanks very much, everyone. I think all recognize. Do you do the homework or not? This one we have required homework or not? I don't remember I asked you to do homework.
Oh, you never asked to do homework.
Oh, really? We have a test, took the test from the Essence of Mahayana, but I don't remember this one. So, okay, so let's go today. Today we just go easy. Tomorrow, I'm going to ask you questions. Take short tests, each one. So you have to read, okay? And so this is a Vajrayana section, generation stage. So we practice the Yadam deities. If you don't know this section, then you really don't understand practice the Yadam deity. The sadhana is just we practice, but this give you all the information. So like each this stage, like generation, different part meditations, why we have to meditate that reasons, or giving you clearly informations. So we follow this generations Vajrayana. We follow by ground, path, result. So ground is we are Buddha, or beings Buddha. Ground is Buddha, but we have obscurations. That's the reason path remove the obscurations, arise the result. So result, ground is actually same, no difference. Like think about your goal is like your goal is under the ground. That is called basic ground. So then you have to dig. You have to know first you have a goal in the under the earth. So then you have to dig. So that is a path. Then you get the goal. So that goal you receive in your hand, and when that goal is under the ground, it's no different. It's the same goal. So like that, ground means like we all beings is Buddha nature. We all are Buddha, but we don't recognize. We have obscurations. Then on the path we have to purify. The result means like the purified. Then our true omniscient wisdom arise. So that means like Buddha's wisdom arise. That wisdom actually right now we have, but cannot see because it's obscurations, no recognizing. Only just practice Dharma means removing the obscurations. We know create you are Buddha. Actually you are Buddha, but practice Dharma is like remove the obscuration, recognize you are Buddha. So that's the Vajrayana teaching. Then we follow this section is outer level practice and inner level practice and the sacred level practice, 3 different levels. So on the path, we follow the 3 different levels, practice Yidam Deity. Outer level practice is, we are actually, of course, like originally, our mind nature is Buddha, but we don't recognize that. We are suffering in samsara and ordinary being. So this Yidam Deity is Buddha's already purified karma and that already has true omniscience, wisdom. So then there has immeasurable love, compassion for others. So they already recognize their own true nature. So we didn't recognize it. That's why we pray for them to recognize our nature is the same as them. So that is outer level practice. That's the reason we practice Yidam Deity in the outer level, and we supplication to them. Outer level practice. Inner level, then we have to recognize this our body, or it's like source of the Buddha. And wing, drop, channel, this all impure. Right now we are impure. It's become used. This practice is pure, and right now our wing, drop, channels is a source of emotions. Use the inside practice, inner practice. Then your wing, drop, all these central channels is like source of the Buddha and wisdom. So that practice is called inner practice. So now we are today, I think we are in the sacred practice, highest level actually. According to the sacred level of accomplishment, do you see the where we are? And page 86 in the book. I don't know if you're using maybe someone using the electronic copy from the maybe iBooks, e-books, maybe different page. So according to the sacred level of accomplishment, if we realize nature of our own mind, pro-modally unborn, self-arising, pro-modally knowing, the basic space, where all of samsara and the nirvana have always been equally, there is no other deity to be accomplished outside of our separate from this. So there's a secret level. We are Buddha. So we have to recognize that, we realize that, then Buddha is not any other out level, outside. So also the secret level is into our mind. Not talking about the visualize outside Buddha, not talking about this body is impure body is transformed to the Buddha's body. So secret level is like talking about the mind nature. Actually, Mahamudra teaching is a secret level meditation. So secret, if we realize the nature of our own mind, we have to recognize our own nature mind. You recognize your own nature mind, then that is Buddha, that is all the Yidam deities. So then we don't have to find Buddha is outside. We don't have to like supplication to some Buddhas to ask to help. If you realize your natural mind is Buddha. So know why we have to supplication pray to the Buddhas. We didn't recognize this secret level. So we are in the auto level practice. Auto level practice, we are regular being, ordinary. Then Buddha is already immeasurable compassion and wisdom. So that's the reason we supplication to the Buddha, pray to the Buddhas, Yidam deities. Then the me actually essence, a secret level, we have to recognize, just realize the nature of our own mind. Pro-motor unborn. The natural mind is pro-motorly unborn. So unborn dharma dharma. We just, read the supplication to Tara. The beginning is unborn dharma dharma. That is talking about absolute truth, secret level we have. Secret means we have, but we didn't recognize. That's why I call secret level. Pre-modally unborn means we always have that nature. Pro-modally unborn means we never lost that nature. We always have, but we didn't recognize. We are reborn to samsara, not only one life, this life, not only previous life. We are reborn to samsara countless times. And we are reborn to not only human beings. We take birth in the lower realms, we take birth in the higher realms. So doesn't matter where we are reborn, this nature is always be with us, never lost. So that means like you think about these animals, the animal has strong obscurations, especially strong ignorance. But the nature pro-motor unborn is always with them, never lost. The ignorant cannot remove the natural mind. So same is the gold is under the ground. Doesn't matter you put the garbage, top there, whatever you put garbage, the gold is always there, never lost the gold. The quality, everything always there. Same like that, doesn't matter where we are reborn or these sentient beings, which kind of form body they take. The nature is always there. So that means pro-motor unborn. Unborn means always there. It's never die, never born, always there. So if there has a born, then has a die, then can be lost. So this nature is never born. That's why never lost. Always there. Self-arising, pro-modally knowing. Self-arising is no dependent conditions. This self-arising is nature is not dependent conditions. Whatever condition arise is temporary or is temporary. This nature is self-arising, means not followed by cause and conditions. That's why I'm born. Pro-modally knowing, always there. The basic space where all of samsara, so and the nirvana. So then where is the samsara come from? Samsara come from of this basic nature. Where is nirvana come from? Also nirvana come from also this basic nature. So that's why one ground, true path, true result. In the kingdom of prayer we have. One ground is like pro-motor unborn self-arising, pro-modally knowing. The basic space is one ground. True path is then samsara path, nirvana path. Result is true, is like become, you follow the samsara path, result is samsara, follow the nirvana, result is nirvana. So one ground, true path, true result. So now we have to think about, we have this nature. All beings has this nature. All Buddhas, all the Yidam deities, we all have the same this basic nature, same thing. No difference. Then why is the some beings in samsara? Why is some beings in the nirvana? Two paths. So which path we talk? We talk samsara path. Buddha Shakyamuni talk nirvana path. So then that's why Buddha is nirvana. We are in samsara. So now we can change the path. We cannot change the grown basic nature. It's always there. Cannot change that one. So you can change the path. We went to the wrong path. So now we have to go to right path. Have to take the nirvana path. We take the nirvana path. We're going to get into the nirvana. Result is nirvana arise. What is nirvana? Then reality, free from suffering. So become same nature in the grown that is get realization, realize. So that is called nirvana. We don't recognize that is called samsara path. There is no other deity to be accomplished outside of our separate from this. Actually, if we recognize our own nature, that just we talked, the natural mind, we recognize, then that is the Buddha, that is the Yidam deity. We don't have to find Buddha outside. You know, we pray Buddha, we pray Yidam deity, but that is auto level practice. That is nothing wrong, but this is the highest level, secret level practice. Actually, Buddha is within our mind. We cannot find outside. Outside, see, that's why the no other deity to be accomplished outside of or separate from this. And complete practice Yidam deity means our this nature is arise to the same deity, same Buddha become no difference. If you practice Tara, of course, first you auto level practice. Then you go into the inner level practice. Then you go to the secret level practice. Then you are become Tara and you are inseparable. You recognize that. You get realization. Then you are arise to the Tara. So Tara is no other than you. You are no other than Tara. You know, that is in this secret level practice Yidam deity. That's the reason we have to practice Yidam deity. Otherwise, we practice Yidam deity is useless. Because if you cannot reach the level, you know, if you wanted to become like teacher, you go to school, you have to take class, then you can get teacher, right? If you take class, you cannot get teacher, then you wanted to go teacher, take class is useless. So we wanted to become same Buddha. That's the reason we practice. Then we have become same as all these deities, no different deities. So that is the secret level practice. You have to know these three differences: auto level, inner level, secret level. This Vajrayana teaching always followed by auto, inner, secret. So you have to recognize which one you're doing. These three is no contradiction, but looks like contradiction, but no contradiction. It's levels depending individual levels, practice levels. Both samsara and nirvana are nothing beyond the magical expression from that basic space nature. Then samsara nirvana all is in that nature, no separate from that nature. So no, we didn't recognize the nature. That's why we have two path, two result. Actually, you really realize the no two path, no two result. Only one there. Actually, you cannot say really one there. See, both samsara and nirvana are nothing beyond the magical expression appearing from that basic space nature. So you also meditate, you can feel yourself. This is talking about Mahamudra. You know to yourself, you recognize your nature mind, then there's no subject, no object. So no delusions there. So you just recognize that actually, then there is no samsara, no nirvana. It's only just one nature. The absolute truly. But we usually practice relative truth, auto level. Always we practice auto level. That's why we always have a subject and object. We have a samsara, we have a nirvana. So if you really into highest level in the natural mind, then samsara and nirvana are nothing beyond the magical expression appearing from that basic space nature, or it's just come from basic nature. If you are into your mind nature, that is a nirvana. Your mind is follow the object emotions, that is a samsara. So very easy to recognize. You just low into your nature, you be in the meditation, non-conceptual, that is nirvana. So your mind follow the object, fixation to the object, grasping to the or this object, then that is called samsara. So then where is this samsara come from? Where is nirvana come from? That's all is like nirvana are nothing beyond the magical expression appearing from this basic space nature. It's come from our nature. Therefore, practicing in the manner of resting mind naturally in pure awareness, which has always been this effortless, unmodified wisdom, is the autonomic profound dharma. So that is the nirvana. If you stay in that nature, you recognize that that is nirvana, that is your Buddha, that is Yidam Deity. That we always have. You didn't find something new. This Vajrayana teaching is like, you have to recognize you didn't find something new. What we have, that's discovered. We didn't create anything. We discovered what we have. So that means that's the reason, like we didn't find anything new. We just recognize what we have. We realize. By receiving this sort of instruction, the yogin or yogini practice in Ligu with the meditative experience and reach the understanding that deity has always been one with one's own mind in the great promoter inseparability. Okay, so there's nature we always has, but if we don't practice, we're not going to recognize. That's the reason we have to practice. Yogis and yoginis. Yogis means like men, yoginis means like female practitioners. So we have to meditative experience, and like we have to recognize, like recognize, and we have to get experience. We have to get realization. If we don't have this nature, then our meditation is no use for, cannot be successful. We have this basic nature. That's the reason we can develop, we can realize. And that's the reason we have to practice. Meditative experience and reach the understanding that the deity has always been. We always been with us, with one own mind in the great promoter inseparability. So then Yidam deity is inseparability, our nature mind. All this Buddha's inseparability, our nature mind. So you realize that then all this Buddha is auto form is all different, but inner secret level, this Buddha all same. So think about this. Some people ask questions like, this Buddha is the same or different? Auto level, different. Secret level is all same. So you get answer there. So then our natural mind is inseparable relatively all these Buddhas. This recognition is the great innate accomplishment. So you recognize that, then you are innate accomplishment. Your accomplishment practice, Yidam Deity. Practice Yidam Deity accomplishment means your mind is become inseparable relative Yidam Deities. So then you are accomplishment. If we wanted to accomplishment this, you know, our mind is inseparable with the Yidam Deities. First step, we need to practice auto level Yidam Deity. Then go into the secret inner level, then have to go into the secret level. Without auto level practice, you cannot reach directly into this level because we have a strongly impure conceptuals, impure perceptions. So we have to purify impure perceptions and use the auto level practice Yidam Deity. All phenomena composed by samsara and nirvana have never truly exist from their own side. Actually, samsara nirvana is not really exist. Truly exist from their own mind side. See, you look meditated like just up there already. You really into your mind nature state, non-conceptual. That is called nirvana. If your mind is deluded, that is called samsara. Actually, that both is not exist.
Kamala, can I have a question? Question. Yes. So when you reach a great innate accomplishment, is that the same as you're in secret level?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's always talking about the secret level. Yeah, this recognition is the great innate accomplishment. So recognize your natural mind. Our mind is Buddha, inseparability. Then that is the highest level, secret level recognition. So that is Mahamudra, actually completion stage. Inner level is like become completion stage. Secret level, sorry, secret level practice. All phenomena encompassed by samsara and nirvana have never truly existed from their own side, or is merely the spontaneous reflection of mind and pro-motor knowing awareness. So there's a samsara nirvana also actually their own side means our mind nature. Samsara and nirvana mind projected. Or is merely the spontaneous reflection of mind, spontaneously like we mind seeing this or the object, spontaneous reflection of mind and pro-motor knowing awareness. That's also actually not separate from the mind nature. So of course auto level is separate, but this one talking about secret level, highest level. Then whatever seeing this form appearance is not separate from the mind nature. Because the mind nature, you see into the mind nature, this is no exist. You're not into the mind nature, so then just this object is arise. That we have to recognize. So kind of like, you know, the moon is like same as our mind nature. Then reflection moon in the waters simultaneously, you know, reflection, the moon arise in the waters. That all moon is actually same as the, you know, in the sky, the moon. no separate actually, but temporarily because the reflection in the water. So actually that moon is the one moon in the sky. So like that, or is merely the spontaneous reflection of mind and pro-modeling knowing awareness. So all is come from mind. Actually, all this reflection moon is come from the moon. From pre-model knowing, true is no other than the nature of mind. So then the pro-model knowing absolute true or this wisdom also, no other than the nature of mind. Example, the moon has like, clear and the legs. That also moon. Clear and the legs is not separate from the moon. That is moon. So like our mind has like wisdom. This wisdom also mind nature, not other than mind nature. So sun has like all these radiance, like heat. That is sun. No other than sun. So same is like, our mind nature has wisdoms. That wisdom also mind nature, not separate the mind nature. So we talk about the Buddha has two omniscient wisdoms. That two omniscient wisdom also within mind nature, not separate from the mind nature. Right? Pro-model knowing two is no other than the nature of mind. Right at this very moment, for each and every one of us, the true nature of our mind is this: equanimity wisdom, the nature of pro-model. So this all is explaining our nature mind. The nature mind is equanimity, wisdom, the nature of a pro-model, and the knowing, unceasing, present, awareness, and emptiness, luminosity beyond any conceptual construct. So that's all words is describe our mind nature. So sometimes we say like mind is okay, awareness. Sometimes we say mind nature is emptiness. Sometimes we say mind nature is unknowing, unceasing, something like that. But it's always talking about a part of a different aspect. So this is just words. Actually, you really cannot describe the mind nature. Same is meditation. We talk about the meditation. When you're really into the meditation, your own experience, when we share the intellectual, it's totally different experience, no same. Whatever talk intellectually, when you are really into meditation, it's different experience. Intellectually talk about, you really cannot recognize fear. So this is just talking about intellectually using the word. We cannot use any other than words, like just have the word use. Like you pointing the moon and you use the finger. So word is the same as the finger, but not moon. You really cannot show the moon for anyone, only use the finger. Same like that, we just whatever talk about the nature mind, you're saying the word the same as the finger. Finger is not the moon. So the word is not the nature mind. So use the words, you have to recognize the nature mind. Use to follow the finger, but no look to the finger like pointing, finger where pointing. Then you have to look that direction to see the moon. If you look to the finger, you never see the moon. Okay, you have to look to the direction where is the finger pointing. So this word is the same as a finger. Pointing is a moon, same like that. This word is like just words pointing actually absolute truth, nature mind. So that's the reason, like beyond the words, beyond the expression, beyond the thought, like we really cannot describe the nature mind. You only recognize through your meditation on experience using this practice. If we don't practice, we don't recognize natural mind, not possible. Intellectual is not only enough. If you have intellectually meditation teachings, but your emotions always there, your thoughts always there, you know, this conceptual is always there, your the you know unmodern world or like ordinary perception is always there. But use this intellectual, have to practice, meditate, then you reach in this natural state. To explain this by way of the three avenues of liberation. So this three avenue is very important logic actually. Come from Sutra tradition. So no is actually right now our teaching is not really Vajrayana, not really Sutra, just talking about absolute true and you know it's a Mahamudra level. So that's why you're saying this Mayamika and Mahamudra is same, talking about the same nature. So sacred level, you know, talking about the natural mind, talking about emptiness. So these three avenues come from Buddha's sutra teaching, and also all these philosophers use this logic. Three avenues means three different logics. The followed by one is like the characteristic of this phenomena's characteristic. First one is like followed by all this phenomena's characteristic is emptiness. Second is like follow the cause. Third is follow the result. Actually, what we perceive these things have a characteristic, have a cause, have a result. But reality, use logic, investigate. No characteristic is exist. No cause is there, no result is there. So that is called these three avenues. To explain this by way of the three avenues of liberation, the first avenue of liberation is emptiness. It is not something newly created. See, emptiness is we didn't create something new. Using the Buddha's teaching, using this, you know, logic, and not create something new. The emptiness is always being the reality, nature. So that's the reason our mind nature is empty, always being that way. Our Buddha nature is always empty, always being that way. We didn't create like emptiness. If you create emptiness, then that is not nature. So it is not something newly created, but rather it is innately present, always presently nature. It's naturally emptiness. Nature, wisdom, emptiness, not nothingness. Unconditioned by nature. See, unconditioned by nature. Unconditional. That's the reason everything is emptiness. The essence of emptiness, all this phenomena, object is emptiness because unconditioned by nature. The nature of this emptiness is free from all labels and cannot be described or fit into our conceptual mind as an object of understanding. So the nature of this emptiness is free from all labels. So this is the second avenue, talking about the second avenue. No cause is there. The nature is, first is talking about all nature is emptiness. So that's the reason the nature of emptiness is free from all labels and cannot to be described described or fit into our conceptual mind as an object of understanding. Sorry about our lost connections. Okay, so now this is the nature of this emptiness is free from all labels. Labels means like the different kind of names, you know. So we say this is a table, this is the house, this is the car. So this is the cup, this is the bowl, like that. That kind we put the labels, but actually every nature is emptiness, free from the labels. Then you say, why we have these labels? It's a delusion, not the truth label, you know. That's why you can put the label. If the label is truth, like kind of like we say permanent, then you cannot put a label. When everyone sees, they recognize these labels. You don't have to tell the people, oh, this is the house, this is the car. Like you don't have to teach anything. When you see the object, you have to recognize all the labels. Then why is this labels we have to put? Because it's not exist. That's why we have to put. How is it? My internet is okay? Not all.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to reset the wireless. Give me a couple of minutes, okay? Because sometimes wireless happen like that. I reset, then come back good.
Okay, it's a bit spotty.
So you can discussion there.
Beautiful teachings. Very, very profound.
May I ask a question about the group? Because I'm really curious. This is Lyman.
Sure, you can ask a question of us. Who knows if we have the
It's very mundane question, very, very impermanent. I just wondered, the group, is it all the group members in front of their computer, or we really have a center and Campbell is stay there? And is it in Canada or is it in Dayton?
He has three centers, right? He's got a new one in Vancouver, and then Deb is the director of the Dayton one, and then one in Virginia.
So we have two centers, and Campbell is in Vancouver, and Deb is in Dayton.
Deb, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, hi, Lyman. So he, yes, yeah, he has, as Marilyn mentioned, 3 centers. And right now with COVID, when that got started, Lyman, he was in Ohio and really couldn't travel. So he's in a place called Loveland, Ohio right now, has been through the COVID. So he's been teaching virtually from there. So, but usually he's traveling to the 3 centers, one in Virginia, in Fairfax, Virginia, Drinken Dharma Surya, and then the Vancouver Center, Garchen Meditation Foundation in Vancouver, and then Gardroma Buddhist Center. And Khenpo is the spiritual director and over those centers doing the teachings and practices. And the founder of those centers was and is Garchen Rinpoche.
Okay. So now I have a little bit sense because I always come confused.
Now you have the center's lineages, right? Marilyn, maybe you want to add some more.
I don't know that there's anything to add. I mean, we're a new center in Vancouver. We're the newest one. And we just obtained a physical space and are trying to raise funds to get it up and going. We pay rent for the first time today.
And also,
you see everyone.
What's that, Art? What's that, Lim? What was your question? Oh, Khenpo's back. Also, I just wanted to add one thing. RT, is in Michigan too, and Khenpo has been developing a center in there also. So there's really 4 centers here.
Okay, I'll come back.
Sorry.
So no, internet is going to good, powerful. Okay, so now we are in the second avenue. So the nature of emptiness is free from all labels and cannot be described or fit into our conceptual mind as an object of understanding. This is the second avenue, liberation, the avenue of being beyond characteristic by which to pinpoint it. So being beyond the cause characteristic, beyond the cause characteristic by which pinpoint it. In the dharmata of equalness, beyond anything to be attained or the act of attaining something, there's nothing to which to aspire. So that's the third one. Third is in this dharmata of equalness, no cause, no path, no result. That's why equalness actually. In this dharmata of equalness, beyond anything to be attained. Nothing is like actually going to attain because it's equalness. No cause, no path, no result. Beyond anything to be attained or the act of attaining something. There's nothing to which to aspiring. That is why the third avenue of liberation is not aspiring for a result. No aspiring for the result. So this is followed by every object, everything, characteristic is emptiness. That's the reason no cause to put label, no result expectation there. So it's very important. This three is like understanding emptiness. So who knows these 3 avenues? They understand what means emptiness. Another way to you recognize emptiness using these 3 logic. So characteristic, everything nature is emptiness. That's why you cannot have put labels to the cause. No cause there. All is emptiness. That's the reason no result there. No any expectation wanting to get aspiring for a result. So that is we finish the secret level. So we talk about outer, inner, and secret. So now you understand. Outer level means we are ordinary being. Visualize the Yidam Deity, pray to the Yidam Deity. That is outer level practice. Inner level, you meditate your body, your wing center. This all channels is flexible. So source of the wisdom. So create that is called inner practice. Then sacred practice is we recognize our natural mind is the Buddha. Natural mind is the Yidam Deity. So no Buddha is outside. So they talk about absolute truth, reality. So now we're going into this generation stage. When we give rise to drink deity practice to the mandala and the deity within, first we visualize the immeasurable palace of the deity, and then we give rise to the deities within. So this is all is generation stage. Generation stage practice, you can use outer level, inner level, and the secret level. So we have to, this three practice we have to use within this generation stage. And this three like outer, inner, secret, no separate from the generation stage. Generation stage, we have to use that practice, depending individual level. So then how do we meditate that? How to use outer level, inner level, secret level practice? Follow by this way. When we give rise to during deity practice, so practice through the mandala and the deity within. Mandala means whole thing. Mandala is like example country. You know, one country is called one mandala. The king is the same as the Yidam deity. Then all the subject is the same as red noons. The house is a palace. And the land is a pure land. So that's the whole thing is called mandala. When we give rise to during deity practice mandala and the deities within, first we visualize the immeasurable palace of the deity. So first we have to visualize immeasurable deity's palace. And then we give rise to deity within. So we have to follow by step generation meditation. First we have to create, visualize mandala. So means like hold this universal or this world is impure. Is we have to visualize the pure line, pure, transform to the pure. And then the house is create Yidam deities palace, and then we are recognize Yidam deity. So that's the practice. Follow the practice. So you can understand many different ways this, you know. And the example, like you visualize this whole country is pure line. Then where you live, the house is Yidam deity's palace. You visualize yourself is the deity. And or you visualize this whole, like where you live, the country, that country is the pure line. And then where your person live, the house is a palace, you know. Then who live people or is Yidam deity. And so the actually deity is retinones. Person is retinones, everyone. Like same like that, deity is retinones, okay? So it's always pure. You don't think about the impure. You get impure perceptions, then they have perceptions. Then you have I and he and she. Then there's like subject and object to create dualistic thought. So this practice of Yidam Deity is everything is transformed to the pure, no good and bad. So the label is not exist, good and bad. Everything is transformed to the pure. Okay, so think that way. So you can follow that way too. Whole this universe is like one mandala, and visualize, okay, one king, Buddha Shakyamuni, example, like Buddha Shakyamuni bring into this universe. So then his visualize where just one Yidam Deity, like deity's palace, like Buddha temple is Buddha's palace. And then all these beings, Buddha's subject and retinues. And then where is the Buddha Shakyamuni being in this universe as pure line? So that's also possible to meditate. This all meditations, the main purpose is transform impure perceptions, create pure perceptions. So we wanted to become Buddha. Buddha is always be in the pure place because Buddha means pure perceptions, no impure perceptions. If we wanted to become Buddha, we have to create a pure perception first. So then wherever Buddha be is pure line, pure perception. Then where Buddha is live, the house is mandala, palace. Where is the Buddha be? All beings are retinues. So that is we have to create like cause. We have to create that, meditate. Okay, so that's the reason we're going here through the visualize a measurable palace of deity, and then we give rise to the deities within. Giving rise to a measurable deity palace has two stages. This is called generation stage, means step by step meditate. The first is known as purification of environment. Purify environment. And the second is the actual development of the measurable palace. The first is environment. We create where we are, this place is create Buddha's pure line. Then that purify impure perception. Then we create a measurable palace. So what this helps? Think about it. We are attached to the land. We are fixation to these things. You know, that's why countries fighting, individuals fighting for the land. Pieces of land, everyone fighting. You know, even some land is no use for, but they give up the life. It's crazy. You go, life is gone. What are you going to do the land? So it's ignorance, right? We are fixation attached to this land. That's the reason we kept come back reborn again. And you can if you are attached to your land, you can be reborn with bugs in your land, you know, animals and everything. This is because we're creating. That's why we have to. This Vajrayana is using special method. We didn't say you give up, okay? It's very special method. Don't share others, okay? It's secret, very important. So we don't have to give up this place land. We just change perception, transform perceptions. Impure perceptions transform to the pure perception, create Buddha's palace, Buddha's land. Then purify all this impure perception. So long as you have impure perception, whatever we own is causes of suffering. We create pure perceptions. Whatever we own, everything is causes of happiness. See, that is like, just change here mindset. Create a pure perception. Visualize Buddha's place. Buddha pure land. No fixation to, no grasping to this world. This all create Buddha's pure land. So then when we die in the Pardo, it's arise Buddha's pure land. You are right in there is Buddha Amitabha pure land. So we have to create that perception. Okay, so then secondly, we visualize the deity's palace. Deity palace, why helps deity palace? Purify, the purify karma is like attached to the house. And we are attached to our house. We are grasping to our house. So fixation, grasping, bring the attachment. Then that's the causes of suffering. So all these beings, the house is causes of suffering. But use this special method. Wherever we leave the house is visualize Buddha's palace. It's create causes of happiness. The purify our fixation and grasping. You live in the house, you create naturally accumulation merit. So that is the reason we have to visualize deity's palace. Impure bring the causes of suffering. Pure perception bring the causes of happiness. Also, pure perception create the Buddha's pure land. So this is a Vajrayana teaching. The sutra never talk about that this way. The sutra said this house, okay, houses no exist. Take part or particles. You cannot attach to this house. So get rid of house. Yeah. So Vajrayana said, don't take out of the house. You can use, but change perception. Okay. So called special method. Special method. So now you recognize wherever you live, like this place, if you own the garden, flowers, visualize Buddha's pure land. Also, you say like Buddha's garden. Then if you practice a specific Yadam deity, Tara's garden, Manjushri garden, Chinreze garden. So then you all create like Buddha's like perception, create the garden and it become offerings. And then you are not attached to that, you create that. When we die, we are not attached to that. That's always a causes of happiness, create causes of create accumulation merit. Okay. So the second is like the house is like visualize Buddha's palace. When you chant the practice Yadam deity, think about this your house, where you live, the house is offering to Buddhas, like mentally. Then also think about this is the Buddha's palace. Maybe you can call the like some like Tara house, Manjushri house, like something house, something is like meditation house, Samadhi house, like that. You think the names also help. So that's the practice of the created the deity's palace. Then second is the actual development of the immeasurable palace. So the first stage, what is being purified is the formation of the world, where sentient beings are born. First, we start with the element of space and within the mind. So now we go back to more detail, how to visualize this universe is pure land. So we have to think about this way. So the environment, the actual development of the measurable pillars. For the first stage, what is the being purified is the formation of the world where sentient beings are born. So we are reborn to in the world. Why? Because the reason is we have attachment in pure perceptions. That's why we reborn. So now we have to purify these perceptions. How to purify perceptions? Purify is the formation of the world where sentient beings are born. First, we see some beings born into the harems, some beings born into the hungry ghosts, animals, human beings. So all these different kind of realms. The beings born is because first the reason is the impure perception place attached to, even not attached to karmic imprint, karma take you to reborn there. So that's why we have to purify it. We have to purify this 6 realms perception. It's transformed to the Buddha's pure line. First, we start with the element of space and within the mind, which is the principal cause of the formation of the world. So we have to visualize, where is this come from? The specific karma of sentient beings, collective and similar in nature, forms specific world systems that appear to the sentient beings who share similar karma and house habitual imprint influence the influence the mind and the perceptions. Okay, so that's the part is the very important section. Actually, it's this world is like all is the same as the space, like no exist, but mind is attached to, mind is attached, bring the impure perceptions. So many people many beings has same perceptions. That's why created like collective karma arrive this world. So we think we have only this world, but other sentient beings, same perception, sharing same thing. So many different beings has different perceptions. That is like really beyond our perception and thought. So we have this perception in this world. We have sharing same karma, same view, same habit at karmic imprint, but different beings has different perceptions. Maybe think about in the one tree, how many maybe bugs and beings live there. They recognize that is their universe for them. So their food, house, universe, everything is that. That kind of perception they have. They're sharing same perception for them. So that's we don't recognize it. That's why we don't understand other beings' feeling. I share many times one short story I read the short story. It's actually Japan happening, and the boy and the girl went to the park, and the boy is like short minutes. It's kind of like snap, like that kind of time like he's sleeping, short time he sleep. So when he wake up, and the girl really not recognize it, like boy is sleeping, girl is like not really recognize he's going to sleep, but very short time. And then he wake up, so he shared his perceptions for the girl. So in that time, short time, he was born in the village. He has parents. His parents also has parents too, his grandmother and grandfather. Okay, so then he grew up in the village. Same is like usually our feeling like childhood. He grew up and his grandparents passed away one by one slowly. And the parents all did cremation, everything, follow that, what they did culturally. Okay, so then slowly, and his town get affected by natural disaster. So this all town people move to some other place, escaping. Some people get disaster, they die there, you know. So they go through so hard and difficulty escaping. And then his parents also die. He get married. He also get married and he hold the family, hosting family, and also getting old. So then he ready to die, so he wake up. So then he said, where I am, you know, he said, you looks like maybe you take short naps, something like sleep. Okay, so then that kind of short time, he has all this experience, whole one lifetime experience. So you see these bugs running in the ground. There, maybe one day they has like that kind of feeling. We think their life is so short, but that is our perception. But maybe their life is really long. One day is really long. Too long for them, maybe. Okay, maybe some beings like only stay in the summer, you know, when good weather comes, then it's die. So their also life is really long for them. Their life is one lifetime. Their perceptions, they're sharing same perception, same karma. So then some bugs live in the trees, so they're all who live there, their same perceptions that they belong to them, their fame, their house, their food, their universe, all the perceptions. They die, they can be reborn again there because it's their perception. So strong karmic imprint. So when we go and change this life, maybe come back again because our perception, karmic imprint in this place, due to attach to this universal fixation, grasping, create a karmic imprint so strong. So no, that's the reason this practice transform directly. Impure is transformed to the pure. You know, create a pure perception. It's very special Vajrayana teachings if you really understanding like the essence of the teaching. Of course, this all the teaching has different like individually needed. People can practice different ways. You know, all the teaching is important, but Vajrayana teaching is really cut through direct. Mahayana, Vajrayana is like similar, but difference is Vajrayana teaching, I mean the Mahayana teaching, Sutra tradition, say no exist, this world is investigating. Using the logic and the investigation, no exist. Then we meditate emptiness. But this meditation is transforming, called transforming. Change the perception right away, change the perception. You don't have to go get rid of, you don't have to go through so hard. So it's just change the perception, very easy. Where one way is very easy. If we practice it, right? And so now, how do we meditate that? First, we have to start with the element of space. Element space is emptiness. And within the mind, which is the principal cause of the formation of the world. So then where is this world is come from? We have the formation of the world, like structures, this world structures. The specific karma of sentient beings. The specific karma of sentient beings, collective and similar in nature forms specific world systems that appear to the sentient beings, so they appear to us, who share similar karma, and those habitual influence, so they influence the mind and the perception. So this everything is not really exist. That's why each sentient being has a different perception. So we can change the perception. That's why if this object universal is like permanently exist, you cannot change the perception. And this world is not exist. That's why we have changed perceptions. We have different perceptions. So the thing about the water, we human beings see the water drinking, we use for drink. Then some other beings seeing the water is a house. Some other beings, water is for food. So some other beings, like, you know, water is maybe fire. Some other beings, water is like, it's different. Like, you know, all what we have is all different. There has perceptions. That means water is not always water drinking. So then talk about the 6 realms. Hungry ghosts never see water. Higher beings never see water. So our human beings see the water. But then, of course, think about this, all different animals. We have perceptions of animals. This all animal has different perceptions of the water. No same. So that means that this whatever we see objects not exist there. Everything is our perception. That's the reason we can transform in pure perception. There's a collective karma wrappings. See, all these fishes have a collective karma wrappings. Then reborn same fish, same kind of fish. Then their water is drinking or house for them. But then there has so many different kind of fish. Maybe they also has a different perceptions. I don't think so. They all has the same perceptions. There's some fish is like water is maybe house. Some is like kind of maybe food or some drink or something different. They all has a different perceptions. Collective karma happens as a collective environment shared by these sentient beings. So we have a collective karma. That's why we share same environment, same world. This. Then the different beings have different perceptions. They're sharing their own perception. They have a different world exist for them. You know, we don't see that perceptions. We don't recognize. So sometimes we see so many insect boxes stay under the like one stone. So for them, that is universal for them. That stone is like universal, and you know, house, everything is there for them. So that has that kind of perceptions. You take down all this like the stone and the hundreds, thousands, ants, get a disaster. The universe is gone because of their perception. So we don't fear that. We don't recognize that. Sentient beings. This refers to the mandala of the 4 elements and the Mount Meru. These are purified into the Buddha sphere where Buddha awakened the innately pure space of phenomena Dharma Dharma. So now we visualize this impure universe is transformed to the Buddha sphere, means pure line. Where the Buddha is awakening, Buddha is always awakening in the pure line. Not in pure line, because not possible. Buddha's mind is pure. He didn't have impure. Always awakening in the pure. We also have to. Your mind is going to awaken the pure. You also have to create a environment pure too. So that's the reason we have to practice the Vajrayana. The innately pure space of phenomena, dharma dharma. So this is all absolute true reality nature. Then how to purify this like universal is like transform into the pure. So this is the method. We have to visualize, meditate. The agents of purification are the 6 syllables. We have to visualize E, Yam, Ram, and Lam, and Som. So from which issues rest of light. So this E, Yam, Ram, Lam, and Som. So that we have to visualize like that is. So this E, Yam, Ram, Lam, and Som is like 5 elements, representing 5 elements. From which issues rest of light. This purify 5 elements and conceptual grasping at the 5 elements. So here you should have the yogic confidence of union of the basic ground and the result, remembering that the innately pure state of the 5 elements is the 5 female Buddha of the 5 families. So we use this Yam, Ram, Lam. So and like that is, and then thing is like all this is like impure pure lane is transformed to the pure lane, pure lane, Buddha's pure lane. Impure is become purified. So then become pure lane is this 5 elements is pure 5 elements is 5 females. So confidently we have to create that perception, confidently, not just kind of I wanted to do this, like actually this is impure, I have to create, like you're saying this, like, but your mind is not confident and no certainty, still you have uncertainty is still you have a thought dropped, right? No sure, right? Uncertainty means no sure. So even long as you have uncertainty, then that practice meditation is not enough. Certainty, 100%, no doubt, is this pure 5 elements, is the 5 female Buddhas. So ground and reserve, remembering that the inner pure state of the 5 elements is the 5 female Buddha of the 5 families. So here is a footnote. So we go into the footnote 16. Actually, the 14 is the first is 14. According to Buddhist cosmology, Mount Meru is the enormous cosmic mountain that lies at the center of world system. So that's so Mount Meru is a long time ago, ancient time, people recognize Mount Meru. That is one culture India time. Right now this our developed science, we don't see this Mount Meru. So it's that is followed by long time ago ancient cultural tradition. You don't have to accept Mount Meru, but sometimes you just mentally, like when you visualize it, like kind of Mount Meru, and then you do the mandala offering. That is okay. Practicing time you can use visualize, but right now, if you believe Mount Meru and not believe it, then you don't have to believe in Mount Meru exist. That is nothing affected the Dharma teaching. So you can give up Mount Meru too. Here the Tibetan word is the 5 is the Ranger. What is the Ranger? is the yogi or confidence. Majyar, I think, Majyar, which generally translates as pride, and in the context of the development stage, deity pride, it was transcended in this particular laying as yogi confidence because of the context. So that's coming more information. These are the concepts of the 5 Buddhas. See footnote 29. They are as follows: paired with their family. Shavidavari, Buddha family, to Buddha Lokana, Vajra family, Mahaki, Rina family, Penma Vasani, Pema family, and Samayatara is Karma family. So these all 5 Buddhas, different families. And if you want to know which kind of family, so you just read this footnote, and you can think about that. Understand. You can understand there. So now we go back to the second is giving rise to immeasurable deity palace. So then you already created all this universal is, pure perception. So that means like this universal is come from element. Element is transformed. Pure element is 5 female Buddhas. The element is 5 female Buddhas. Here is a very short information. If you wanted to learn more information, then each element how to transform to the Buddha, female Buddhas. Then they talk about each cause and how to meditate, and also like result, everything talk about more details, one by one. But here just talking about it generally, we visualize these 5 elements like Ram Yam Kam is wind, fire, water, earth, and the space. So then this like purifying this all impure environment is transformed to the pure, becomes a pure environment is like causes of the 5 female Buddhas. Second is giving rise to the immeasurable deity palace. Here we purify the abide there where sentient beings live in the state. So we leave the house, such as a house and so forth, and the conceptual grasping to this. So we have grasping to our house. Those are purified into the pro-model wisdom of original basic space. So we also purify this house is purified in pure house is transformed into the basic space Dharma Dharta, free from all elaborations, which is taught to be the abide of all the Buddhas. So then visualize all this house, all the house is like transformed. Visualize Buddha's palace. The immeasurable deity palace is thus the palace of the abiding nature, just as it is. The true Akaneshita. So Akaneshita, abiding just as it is. The true Akaneshita is like called pure name of innately pure awareness. So Akaneshita is like Dharma Dharta nature, kind of like pure line. So that is innately pure appearances. The pure essence of appearances. The agent of purification is taking into part the palace of innate pure appearance of Buddha fields. So we visualize the palace is like become Buddha's pure the palace. Then how to visualize that Buddha's palace, the house is like we visualize Buddha's palace. How to do that? Then from the casual C syllable, we have to visualize the syllable. comes the syllable dom. So this is a dom syllable, dom. Pronunciate dom, drom, dom. Tibet is a drom. Kind of similar dom, dom. By Tibetan, emitting the 5 color light. This visualize syllable, then like that is a 5 color light. The 6th syllable descended to the top of a Momeru. So that syllable is descend to the top of Momeru. So visualize with Momeru, and this syllable is the top of the Momeru. Visualize Momeru. After emanating and reabsorbing like that, the 6th syllable drum then transform into a measurable Deity's palace. So become the this drum syllable is transformed into the Buddha's palace. So example, like where you build the house, where is your house? So that place is like you can think about the Momeru, top of the Momeru. And then visualize the syllable, drum syllable first. Like that is 5 colors, and then that transform to the palace in the house. So you don't have to think about like Momeru. If you're thinking about the Momeru, very hard to visualize, then syllables go top of the Momeru very hard. So what you can do is where you leave the house, the place is Momeru. Then the place in the center, visualize this syllable, drum syllable. So then that transform into the Yidam Deity's palace. Or you can visualize your house top there, visualize the drum syllable. So then drum syllable like that is become your house is transformed into the Buddha's palace. So each house you can meditate that. If you see the beautiful house, you are really attached to that, fixation to that. You visualize, meditate this way. The house is become you create Buddha's palace. So also purify attachment and fixation too. So that's the reason this practice is a like special method, very special method. If we can practice, transform into the immeasurable Deity palace, which arises from the cause of the true accumulation of merit and wisdom. So we create true accumulation merit. So you use this drum syllable, and each house you transform to the Buddha's palace. So then that's create accumulation merit. They have true accumulation merit, like accumulation merit and accumulation merit with wisdom. That's called true accumulation merit. Method and wisdom, both is in there. The immeasurable palace, essence of the 5 wisdoms. So then your palace is become created by accumulation merit. Buddha's palace is like created by accumulation merit causes. So then so the immeasurable palace, essence of the 5 wisdoms. The palace essence is 5 wisdoms. Appears replete with perfect information, shape, and structure. So the palace is not just a house. When you think about this drum syllable has like that is, this like that is different colors. The 5 colors is represented with 5 wisdoms. So you use that and then become your house is transformed to the Buddha's palace. the palace is created by true accumulation merit, and also the palace is the cause, is the wisdom, 5 wisdom. Wisdom appear replaced with perfect ornamentation, shape, and structure. It is important to have an understanding of the significance and symbolism of the pure attributes depicted in the class celestial palace. So then it is important to have understand of the significance in symbols of the pure attributes depicted in the celestial palace. We have so many meanings, symbolized meanings. So usually Tibetan tradition, they create a mandala, Buddha's palace. Then they have so much structures, like the 4 directions has doors and different, like inner levels, and directions, different colors, create different Buddhas in there. So they all has different symbolized meanings. Just create like one Buddha's universal mandala. Like one, this kind of Buddha's palace, they create like that. So sometimes we have to see that, your eye. So example, like in Western country, they're doing same mandala. Same mandala is not just art, not just only beautiful, not just like, get people to look that and get money. There's a lot of meanings in there, same mandala. You see the same mandala has 4 directions. Then come into each one has symbolized these 5 Buddhas, like different directions. And the 5 female Buddhas all has symbolized meanings in there. Your eye have to see that. You have to create a karmic imprint, pure karmic imprint. So that's the reason many teachers create Buddha's mandala palace. So this same mandala is just followed by art, create the same the Buddha's palace, but rare is like they really build everything structured. They have a house. Many monastery has, Tibetan, many monastery has. If you go to Diradon, it's there called something like Naneri, it's a Digonkaju Naneri. There has a Chakra Sambara mandala. We have a Chakra Sambara mandala, they build the temple. So that's also mandala, and the altar structure mandala. Then inner and inside the Buddha, the temple is Buddha's palace mandala. Inner the Buddha statues, all is there like created like that way. So then some monasteries just like size of in this table, they create like all these symbols, put different symbols like create same like this kind, small size, but create all this like 4 directions. And the center, they put something like create all the Buddha's palace. Then also like many monasteries build the Samdopara, means like famous Sambhava's Pyoling, the palace structure. The people create bird like structure, really physical things. That is actually showing for the people who don't know Dharma. So have for the, regular people who don't know the Dharma, just see that, create karmic imprint for them. So no, we are not that level. We are more inner level. we are not like so first beginning step. So you have to recognize we are into the practice, like followed by this stuff where like create meditation practice, not just only object, you know, you see the object and satisfy. That bird object is very beginners for, we create karmic imprint for people who don't have this karmic imprint. So there maybe future life due to that karmic imprint, they get into the you know dharma. So now you think about yourself, you are already get into dharma, you have these teachings. So now your job is you have to meditate, visualize, create your own mind, create how this universe is Buddha's pure lane. Wherever you live, your body is meditate, create Buddha's mandala body, like you know, the palace. Then your mind is Buddha. So we have to create like that. Meditate, visualize. This pure attributes depicted in the celestial palace. This is known as recalling the purity. However, so recalling purity is also coming here in this teaching. So you recognize what means recalling the purity. And you see that structure, the Buddha's palace, that's created pure perceptions, that all has symbolized meanings. However, beginners are not able to remember all these symbolic meanings during one meditation section. This is why so much instructions symbolize meanings in this Buddha's, like, you know, we create a mandala. Then when you meditate, beginner people not possible visualize everything, understanding all these symbolized meanings. So when I created this book, I really think about how to bring into the practice this one, not just talking about, you know, like sharing things, like talk lots, but you cannot bring anything into your practice. So I don't want it like that. I want what talk is you can bring into the practice. So that's kind of I created in this book. That's the reason. This is why if you okay, so that give me the mind for time is almost ready. So sorry about the lost connection again. So then enlightening quality of purity and realization, this functions as a sort of closed cushion or approximation or something of the quality of recalling the purity.
approximation.
Approximation. Okay, so now when you meditate, so you just think only this that one. What you just I share, then that is enough. Don't go to much details and what is this, what is this, what is this. Your questions endless. Then when you're going to practice, you cannot get anything put into your practice. Okay, so that's the reason you just think this qualities, where it comes from, why is this we have to meditate, visualize. So all is like actually Buddha's quality is arise into this Buddha's palace, and whole this universe is pure line. So just recognize that this is like why, if you simply remember that all quality of the immeasurable celestial palace of deity arise specific representation of the myriad conceivable enlightening quality of purity. So all Buddha's enlightening quality arise to the palace. Yidam that is palace, and Yidam the pure line is arise from the enlightening quality of purity and realization. These functions as a sort of close casting, so all approximation of a quality of recollecting the purity. So think that, and then you okay ready when you meditate. So now we finish their teaching today. This wireless is like going on something.
Thank you, Kempo.
Wireless a little bit hungry and thirsty. So I'm going to do the dedication. Then we have 7 o'clock practice again. Emma, in the center is marvelous Buddha, Amitabha of boundless light. On right side is the Lord of great compassion. And on the left is Vajrapani, the Lord of power for me, all are surrounded by limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Immeasurable palace and happiness is the blissful pure lane of Devachi. When I and all beings pass from samsara, may we be born there without taking samsara rebirth. May I have the blessing of meeting Amitabha face to face. By the power of the blessing of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, may we attain the aspiration without hindrance. Tiyata Pinzandaya Avam Bodhanaya Soha. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where is unborn, may it arise, where is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By this virtue, may I achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who towers on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, across the ocean of samsara, as Manjushri, the Vero, realize autonomic state, and as did some I will follow in the path, and fully dedicated the merit for all sentient beings. May the teaching of the great Digompa Renashiri, who is omniscient, Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone. So if you have questions and you save your question right now and come to the 7 o'clock, and then we're going to meditate 7 o'clock. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kempo.
Thank you,
Kempo.
Thank
you.
you, Kempo.
Thank you,
Thank
Kempo.
you.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. See you.